yeah, because I need you for one more minute. I know, I know you guys got a big meeting coming up right after this on your own, but our next guest is Alex Theis. And before I go to him, David Rutz had 300 people on all day long for 5 straight hours today. Leading, he'd never done a Zoom before, stood in front of a whiteboard, ripped the cover off the ball, because that's what David Rutz does. And he is a leader like Raymond and Yolanda. He is a leader of leaders. And I just want to acknowledge him and thank him. Unmute him if you don't mind for 1 second. Just say, hello, David. You got to be tired. How'd it go?
It went fabulous. A little, I won't be able to look at the screen, but it went fabulous. Thanks, Tom, for that. And thanks for, you know, I know you guys decided to do this a little later, and I appreciate that because, you know, a lot of those people that were there, I'm sure, wouldn't have been because if they had to choose. And I know a lot of them are here now. And great message I just heard Dr. Luis and Avelia give. And I can only imagine the stuff that was on already. Thanks, Tom. What a group. What a great group of people sat there. Literally 5 hours. When I ended all the questions, we took an hour of questions at the end. There was still 130 people who were even on at the end of the questions. It's like, go over to TomChenaultZoom.com, go. And it was just fabulous. I'm really excited. I wish everyone was there live. I wish we all could have been in one room together, but that's coming. That's what the convention's for. And we're doing a lot of regional events and local events. And let's get our social connecting going right now. While socially distancing, let's get our social connecting going on through events like this, through that phone, through that text, through that email. And it's all in that love. And Luis, thanks for the great message. I've repeated that probably since about being fueled by our vision or paused by the pain of our past. And I was moved by that then. I'm still moved by it every time I think about it. So thanks. I am going to keep listening because there's nuggets of great information is going to continue to happen. So thanks for unmuting, and we'll be watching.
There's something very personal to you about to happen in about 1 second. So we have to do a round of applause. We didn't do a round of applause for those guys. So a big round of applause.
Yeah, guys.
Thank you so much.
David Rod. Thanks, everybody.
Wait, Tom.
Thank you. Now we're going over to Alex Theis, and important stuff. He'll take care of it. He'll take it from here. Nobody knows this is going down, but he is an unbelievable human being, and he's a far deeper and far wider and far everythinger than people even know. He's got this limitless podcast that he was flipped out because almost every time he does his podcast, I send him a text and tell him I loved it because he is that big a deal all over the world. Millions of people watch his podcast. And he's right here at Longevity, and he is a good man, and he's got a great message for you right now. So fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. The great Alex Theis. Hi, Alex. How are you, buddy?
I am great. It is great to be here, everybody. I just want to recap 4 quick things. So Steve and Michelle talked about the immune booster pack. There's never been a better time to reach out to people, not just new people or people on social media, but you don't need to wait for a win back to reach out to people who haven't ordered with you in a year, in 6 months, in 1 month, in 5 years. People that may have left Longevity or stopped ordering or moved on. It has never been a better time in history to reach out to them. And now you've got this amazing pack to offer them. So thank you, Steve and Michelle, for thinking of that. My friends, I promise you this, if you reach out to 10 people this weekend that stopped ordering with Longevity, you're going to get 7 of them to order that pack or order something because everybody needs and wants what we have. And then Sean talked about your average order size. Living proof. I mean, my whole career has been helping people increase their average order size. It's one of the best things you can do for your business is take the people that already love the products and get them to add just 1 or 2 more. Most companies, you can't do that because it's not genuine. You know, you're buying 3 magic juice, please buy 4 magic juice. No, we have thousands of products that people need and want, so they can add to that. And then how amazing is that Avelia showed us this technology that she uses? I mean, as leaders, leaders lead the way. And if you're not using little pieces of technology to help you be a better leader, there's always a new level of anything, and another level of leadership, another level of being a great person, another level of your marriage. And there's a value giving us one tool to take our leadership up another level. And then the great Dr. Louis Ariaza telling us, it's about choices. Right now, you have choices. You can be optimistic or you can be pessimistic. You can worry, or you can think about the future and think there's going to be amazing opportunities that are going to happen. And if you've heard this in the last, I don't know, year, I know Steve's heard it. I know Tom's heard it. I know Sean's heard it. And most of us have heard it. Somebody has told you network marketing is going away or it's dead or whatever. And it's not, but it just had a major resurgence no matter where it's at, right? Like everybody is going to want to be working from home. So just be direct with people. You don't have to be tricky. You can just be direct and say, hey, if you're looking for a work from home solution or a home-based business, I got what you need. If you're looking for nutrition or immunity, I got what you need. You can just be direct with people right now because they will be 100% open. We are coming into what I believe is a total resurgence of network marketing. And I never thought it was dead. I mean, I'm here. I believe it with like all of you, but it will never be a better time in history now to be a part of this home-based business, residual income, like all the great posts Steve has been doing on Facebook. Okay, today, first off, Tom and Lewis both talked about this, and that's Dr. Corey Gold. Tom actually asked me to just say a quick prayer. So, if you don't want to say a quick prayer, you don't have to, but I'm going to say a quick prayer right now with all of us. I would just ask that you bow your head. And the Heavenly Father, thank you for Dr. Corey Gold. He's touched us in many ways. Even if you don't know him, even for those that haven't met him, he is one of the greatest encouragers I've ever met in my life. Always leaves people better than he found them. And right now he needs us to send him positive energy and prayers as he is in the literal fight of his life. And the world is a better place with Dr. Corey Gold and his family. So please be with his family. Please be with all longevity as we move forward with strong leadership, and ask that we give our energy and support to the great Dr. Corey Gold when he needs it the most. The Iron Man needs us to step in and be Iron Men and Iron Women for him. So amen. Thank you, everybody.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Today,
Unbelievable. Great job. Amen.
if you don't have your notebook, get it. Go get your notebook. This is a play along exercise.
Here we go.
We're talking about what's holding you back. So I'm going to move quickly. This is a hands-on exercise. All you need is a pen and a notebook. Don't use your phone, because there's a special connection between writing with your hand. It's literally a physical connection between writing with your hand and your subconscious mind. And that's what we're going to hit today. We're going to hit your conscious, your logical mind, and your subconscious mind very quickly. What's holding you back? It's the little things. It's yourself. Like Tom said, I started the Limitless podcast because I believe throughout my life, the biggest obstacle, the biggest limit was me. It was right here, right between the ears, like Dr. Lewis was talking about. So that's why I started that. Today, I'm going to give you and talk about a small, simple force that's available to all of us right now, and we've never needed it more. It's going to help you with your personal life. It's going to help you with your optimism, your outlook. And just as important, it's going to help you with your business. And it's going to test you now, because once you see what this force is, you're going to say, how has this helped me with my business? I'm living proof it will help you with your business if you do this little exercise, this little formula I'm about to teach you. On a quick note, while you might be at home, Netflix, there's so many distractions we could be diving into, and entertainment is good. But I would also ask you to spend time doing two things. Like Laveo said, call your customers. And number two, science has shown that reminiscing about good times in the past makes us more optimistic about the future. Brain science right there. Neurologists have shown, they've hooked up, when people think about the past in a positive, something positive that's happened, and they reminisce about it in their mind, that it somehow lights up part of the brain that gets optimistic about the future. So it's okay to sit on a couch today or sit outside and enjoy the fresh air and just close your eyes and think about some great things in the past, because your future days are always better than what's behind you. I firmly believe that. All right, so you're going to play along. Here we go. I want you to write down 3 to 5, at least 3 complaints you've had in the last week or so. And I'm going to play along too. And I know some of you were thinking, I don't complain, Alex. Come on, we all complain. Maybe it was a hassle, maybe it was an annoyance, but we all complain in our mind or complain out loud or get annoyed by something. So I'm going to ask you to really think of those things. For me, there were at least 3 things that I got annoyed by. Number 1, the stores. I mean, out of toilet paper? Come on. Number 2, there's no sports right now. I didn't realize I needed sports to actually have full lung capacity. There's no sports right now. I complained about that. And then I also complained about my 2 sons, not about them personally, but about the fact that the military is locked down right now. One of my sons is stationed in Missouri. He was supposed to be home April 1st for 15 days. That's not going to happen. And my son, my Marine, is at Camp Pendleton. Will be deployed imminently. And I'm sad about that. I didn't complain about it, but I'm sad about it. So those are my 3 things, 3.5 things. All right. So right now, write down at least 3 things you complain about. We're going to come back to that. Please play along. Any complaints, any hassles, any annoyances, and we all do it. We all do it. So write those down. Okay, this force I'm going to talk about. It impacted me personally. I believe it saved my marriage about 10 years ago and then took it to a new level. It made me a better father, and it made me a better business person, and it made me a better leader. In about 2002, my Marine, his name is Patrick. In 2002, he was in kindergarten. And for Mother's Day, he had to make a Mother's Day card for his mom. And they had to write something they were grateful for about their mom. And he wrote that his mom made the best sandwiches. I was very puzzled by this because I had not tasted those sandwiches. And so I asked him where they came from. And he described the sandwich she made in the oven. That really wasn't that special. But to him, it was super special. He loved it. And I took it for granted. I thought, there's nothing special about this sandwich. But he, literally, when he described it, you could see his little hands like it was the greatest thing in the world. And I would ask you, there's that choice like Dr. Lewis talked about. Whose mindset was better off? Was it Patrick saying, this is the greatest thing in my life, this little sandwich? Or was it me saying, there's nothing special here? Obviously him, right? You see, we go through life and we look for evidence to support our beliefs. In fact, what we look for makes us blind, because if we're looking for something, we tend to see it. If we're not looking for something, we tend not to see it. If you've been looking for a particular car, Sean was Annalise got in a terrible accident. Luckily, she was great. Everybody's happy and healthy and survived, and everything was good. No major injuries. Then they were looking for a replacement car. So the type of car he looked for, they started seeing everywhere. Well, did it just come out of the woodwork, or was it there the whole time? It was there the whole time, right? But they were looking for it. If you've ever bought or sold a house, you know that when you're in the market for a house, you see for sale signs everywhere. When you're selling your house, you see for sale signs everywhere. They were there the whole time, but we start looking for them. So today I'm going to talk about what you can look for that will improve your life dramatically, especially in these times, and help your business. And it starts with people. We can see the worst in people. We can see the best in people. It doesn't matter. It could be someone you don't even like. If you're looking for what's wrong with them, you will find it, right? Like Tom says, catch somebody doing something right. If you're looking for what's right with somebody, you'll find it. That's what we're talking about today. So in 2010, I was in a rut, and I don't know why. Have you ever been in a rut where you felt like every day was the same? You lost track of your goals. You just felt dreary. You just felt like you didn't have anything maybe even to live for. You just felt like you were in a rut. I think there's times we all start to feel that way. In 2010, I confided in a friend that I was feeling like in a rut. Like life just didn't have a ton of meaning to me. I felt desensitized to life. And he said, you need gratitude. And in my mind, I said, screw you. What are you talking about? I need gratitude. I'm a grateful person. What the heck are you even talking about? I mean, I was borderline offended. Now, I know you want some business training, so stick with me on this because this will absolutely help your business. You see, I didn't quite understand what he was talking about. I thought he was talking about saying thank you if somebody opened the door. What he was talking about was a much more powerful, much deeper force in our lives that can work for any of us right now. It's a simple choice. Do you see problems or a solution? Do you see lack or abundance? Do you see opportunity, or do you see closed doors? Do you see, oh my gosh, we could be entering a major economic time right now that might be really difficult? Or do you see, well, there's going to be opportunity in every economic challenge? There's opportunity. There's a choice. I've heard people say recently, I'm out of people to talk to about longevity. That's a choice, right? Because on the flip side, there's 7 billion people on the planet, and all of a sudden a little virus hits us and everybody wants what we have. So it's all perspective. It's all up here, and it's all a choice. So the simple formula I'm going to teach you today, it's going to impact your decisions. It's going to impact your actions. It's going to impact your interactions. It's going to impact your relationships, because the force is gratitude. Coming from a place of gratitude, your decisions and actions will change, because a lot of us make decisions out of fear, out of worry, out of stress, out of emotions. But when you make decisions from a place of gratitude, it completely changes you, who you are, and your leadership. You know, a lot of us make decisions out of anger, frustration. It is scientifically impossible to be angry or sad while you're grateful. When you are feeling gratitude or expressing gratitude, you cannot be angry at the same time. It is physically, mentally impossible. And how people look at you has everything to do with your business, personally, professionally. How people see you is based on you. Lewis just said that, right? Like your personality. I don't know about you, but I want people to want to do business with me. I don't want to have to chase people. I don't want to have to trick people. I don't want to have to run around and have a bunch of people say no. I want people to want to partner with me. I want people to want to do business with me. I want to be attractive as a business person to people. So you want more people to partner with you. You want more people to reach out to you. You want your business to be easier. You want to be seen as the go-to person with answers who's a leader. So today, I'm going to ask you to do this exercise, to take this formula and do it, and it will work for you. And I can't even tell you how it's going to work, because it works differently for everybody, but I promise you it'll lead to a breakthrough in some area of your life, and very likely it'll have you looking at your business differently. So before I get into the exercise, I'm going to give you a quick background. In the early 2000s, the University of Miami and the University of California at Davis did a joint study on gratitude and thankfulness. They took two groups. One group recorded gratitude every day. The other group just recorded neutral life events, just journaled about their life. Here's what happened today. The other group, journaled gratitude. Here's what happened. In the experimental groups, the people that kept the gratitude journal exercised more, felt better about life as a whole. They were more optimistic about the coming week than the group that didn't. That same group was much more likely to make significant progress toward a personal or professional goal. They were more likely to help someone else with a problem. They reported higher energy, more positive moods, lower levels of stress, lower levels of depression. Doing this enhanced the good feelings in their life. When something good happened, they felt even better about it. They said they were less likely to tie their success and importance to materialistic possessions. And the most important thing is they were seen as more empathetic by their social circle, and they were seen as someone that other people wanted to spend time with. What did they do? This group, to keep a gratitude journal, and I know there's a lot of guys on here, and a lot of guys, when people hear the word, keep a journal, it's like, I'm not going to write down my Dear Diary stuff. That's just not what I do. They didn't do that. Here's all they did. They wrote down 3 things every day they were grateful for. That's it. So how I found that study, when my friend said I needed gratitude in my life and I was like offended, I Googled the word gratitude, and the first thing that came up was this study about gratitude. And all these people did to tap into this force, to look more attractive to business people and their family, to have a better life, to be more optimistic, was write down 3 things they were grateful for. And I don't know about you, but I like to prove people wrong. So I'm like, that doesn't work. I'm going to prove it. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every day for 21 days. I'm like, that's too simple. It can't work. I added a 4th thing about my wife. So I'd write down 3 things I was grateful for, and the 4th would be about my wife. 21 days, no problem, but it won't do anything. Well, after about 7 days, I ran out of things to be grateful for about my wife. And so I went upstairs and she was taking a shower and she came out, and the smell of the shower when she gets done, it smells like Bath and Body Works. When I get done, it smells like a locker room. When she gets done, it's like Bath and Body Works. And all of a sudden it hit me. I was grateful for that. And as each day I started looking for things to be grateful for about her, it overwhelmed me that that was the whole point of the exercise, to look for things to be grateful for everywhere. And all of a sudden, when I would get into like a line outside of a restaurant or getting a sandwich, I was grateful for the line. When I got stuck in traffic, I looked for things to be grateful for. When I got stuck at a stoplight, I was grateful that it stopped me and might have kept me from, getting in an accident. All of a sudden, I was looking for things to be grateful for everywhere. And what happened was some of the people I was doing business with at the time started approaching me differently. They started having longer conversations with me. They started taking more action. And they all said the same thing. And this was after about 2 weeks of doing this. They said the same thing. Something about you has changed, Alex. You're just more fun to be around. We just enjoy your company. Here's when it really clicked. After the 21 days, when my daughter was young and she would go somewhere and come home, when I was waiting at home, I used to want to go outside when she would get out of the car. I like to greet her. So she was about 6 or 7 years old. And she went to a kid's birthday party. And she came home, she got out of the van, and she had a bag of these. It was at a pizza place, so she got these trinket toys that they get with the tickets and having fun. And she got this whistle. And she got out of the van, and I gave her a hug, and she had the whistle in her hand, and she put the whistle to her mouth and looked at me, and she knew exactly what I would say. Don't bring that in the house. Don't blow that in the house. Don't blow that around me. She was expecting this wave of negativity. But my life flashed before my eyes after this 21 days of gratitude. And it hit me like a freight train. Like right away, I was grateful that she was home. I was grateful she was alive. I was grateful that she could blow a whistle. I was grateful I could hear, like all these things hit me. And then she put the whistle to her mouth. She said, she expected me the negativity. And I said, you like that whistle, don't you? And she looked at me and she put the whistle to her mouth. When I said that, she pulled it away and she said, yes. I said, I'm glad you like that whistle. I like it too. And she said, do you want it? And she handed me the whistle and we went on with our day. So I got what I wanted. She didn't blow it in the house. Here's my point. Right now, we need this more than ever. There are scientific reasons why gratitude will make you a more attractive business person. You will be grateful for your customers. You will be grateful for people like Tom Chenault and Stephen Michelle and Sean and Lewis and Cheryl and the Fardulises and everybody else, Dr. Corey Gold. You'll be grateful for trainings like this. You will look at the world differently and you will see opportunities. You will see solutions, not problems. So let's put the rubber to the road, because I want you to be able to do this today in these hard, difficult, trying times. We will get through this. But right now, I want you to go back to that list that you wrote down, those 3 things or 5 things that you complained about. And I want you to apply gratitude to them right now. Just flip them. And I'll play along. So I complained about the lack of toilet paper. I have a working shower, so I really don't need toilet paper. I'm grateful that I have running water still, because I have been in a situation in my life when I didn't have running water. And I'm really grateful that when I turn on the faucet of the shower, it runs. I complained about sports. When sports come back, the first time I go to a hockey game or basketball game or football game or watch football, I am going to be just in awe. I'm going to just soak in the gratitude for sports. I mean, how they have enriched my life and helped me meet so many people. And then I complained about my son's situation. I'm so grateful for the choice they made to be in the military, both of them. One of them managed an ice rink. One of them worked at a restaurant before they joined the military. They were going to school, but neither one of them would have a job right now. Neither one of them. And they have jobs now. They have good jobs. They're what they do in the military will transcend. And yeah, it's tough. but I'm really grateful they made these choices on their own, and they went from really good guys to really great men. So now it's your turn. Just go to those things you wrote down, those complaints, and apply gratitude. Flip them into gratitude. This week has been really tough for most of us. And for me, what I realized was I needed to take the next 21 days and write down 3 things I was grateful for. That's it. Just 3 things that you're grateful for. This will help you have better relationships. This will help you grow your leadership. This will give you more optimism. This will give you more happiness. This will improve your outlook. And I promise you, if you do this, just write down 3 things. In fact, I would invite you to write down 4 things. 3 things every day, and 1 thing about your spouse, your partner, or your kids, or someone you love that you might take for granted once in a while. And by doing this, I promise you, for 21 straight days, you will look at your business differently. You will look at the world differently. You will handle things differently. And it will lead to a breakthrough in your life that even I can't predict. So go back to those 3 complaints, apply gratitude, commit to the next 21 days. You're going to write down 3 things you're grateful for, and then add a 4th about your partner, your spouse, your kids, or someone important to you. And then if you're ever feeling worrisome, all you have to do is apply gratitude in that moment, because you can't worry while you're grateful. And you can apply gratitude at any moment. And I promise you, it'll help your business grow. There you go, Tom. Pray for Dr.